good YouTube family? Welcome back to Creativity with Purpose, where we create with purpose on purpose. My name is Bulani Mdaga, and I am so glad to have you here. As you can already tell by the title of this video today, I have the part 2 of 23 things I've learned at the age of 23. The first one, I think I only got up to 14, and now I have the remaining points for you guys. So I do hope that you'll enjoy this video. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, as well as subscribe, and turn on those notification bells so that you're notified every single time that I upload a new video. So without any further ado, let's get straight into it. So the first thing of part 2 is don't talk about it, be about it. So the reason that I wanted to talk about this or add this to the things that I've learned is because I think especially during this time where people are making goals or writing down goals, or they have goals for the new year and things they'd like to achieve, I think it's so important for us to not just talk about the things that we want to achieve, talk about the things that we want to change and all of those things, but actually be about it. Because the more that I think we get so used to talking about it and sharing it, even oversharing, we tend to do less than we actually hope that we do. And we tend to do more of the talking, which doesn't get anything done. So this year, especially in the beginning of this year, try not to just talk about what it is that you want to achieve or what it is that you want to change. Be about it. Like, for example, if my goal for this year is to get closer to God, I'm not just going to keep talking about it. I'm going to take the necessary steps practically to ensure that I am ensuring that that goal is achieved. I'm reading the word, I'm waking up earlier, I'm doing all of these things that I need to do in order to ensure that I achieve what it is that I'm saying that I want to achieve, because talk is cheap at the end of the day if I'm not doing anything about it. The second one, if you know me, you know I'm an advocate for this. Know God for yourself. Please, like, I think in a time where there's so much deception, in a time where there's so many opinions, that are not based off of truth, that are not proven with truth. And when I say truth, I mean God's word. It's important for you to know God for yourself. Yes, you can listen to sermons, you can listen to podcasts, you can listen to what people have to say, people of God have to say about who God is. But it's also important for you to know him for yourself. It's important for you to get into the word for yourself. It's important for you to pray for yourself. It's important for you to dive deep and actually get to drawing near to him, because he's always willing and ready to draw near to us when we draw near to him. So know him for yourself. Taste and see that the Lord is good. For yourself, he wants to reveal himself to you. And just think about it like this: he created you. So there's no way that the one who created you could want to know you any less. He wants to know you more. He wants to he knows you, but I'm saying in terms of being in relationship with you, there's nothing that he wants more than to draw near to you and help you and be with you and just walk this journey of life with you. So you need to allow him in. You need to draw near. You need to take those necessary steps, that first step of drawing near. And yeah, taste and see that he is good for yourself. It's amazing to hear testimonies of other people, but it's even more amazing to get to experience that yourself. Thing is, and I'm sure you're gonna be like, what is she talking about? But I wanted to name it in this way. I wanted to name this point in this way because I think it paints a more vivid picture. And that's basically, don't jump on every bus that stops by your station. What do I mean by that? I basically mean, don't jump on every trend, every opinion, every conversation, every whatever it is that society is pushing, don't jump on everything. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know the driving factor or the driving force behind those things. You know what I'm saying? So like for example, if you're a person who's on social media, don't just recklessly jump on trends that you don't know what, the spirit behind those trends is. Don't jump on every conversation. Don't join arguments like online, battling with people that you don't even know. Like, just don't follow things just because everybody else is following them, or just because they're trendy. You know what I'm saying? Um, discern. Discern what is good and what is not good. And if you don't know, ask God, and He will surely reveal those things to you and give you that spirit of discernment to know that, you know, maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe I should do this. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, just be careful of the trends or the societal standards that you follow. Remember, we're called to not conform as children of God. So um yeah, there's a certain standard of the world, and then there's a certain standard of a children of God. So yeah. The next one is allow people to be there for you. I think I mentioned this in one of my Dear Diary sessions, but yeah, at the end of the day, God has blessed us with community. God has blessed us with family, friends, whatever it looks like for you. He has put people, if God has put people around you who want to be there for you, want to support you, who love you, who genuinely want the best for you, allow those people to be there for you. Don't push people away, all in the name of you can do this life thing by yourself. You need community. Community is so important for so many reasons. Number one, community is able to keep you accountable. Number two, community is able to you know hold you up when you don't really have the strength. For example, like this past year for me, last year, I really just, those moments where you yourself you can feel that I am like, I need people to hold me up in prayer. Yes, I'm praying, but I need people to hold me up in prayer. And I think God just really showed up for me in that way last year, just blessing me with people who were praying for me even when I didn't know. And yeah, just allow those people to be there for you. The people that God has placed, do not take them for granted. Actually, um, embrace and really take care of, nurture, and steward those connections well. Next one is always, always be teachable. Um, for me, I think in this Christian walk, in this journey with God, if there's anything that I'm learning, is the fact that the process of sanctification, the process of becoming a better person, the process of striving towards being a better person, it can get frustrating if you're trying to do it in your own strength. And so I think just understanding that God is in control, and that God is the one who gives you the strength, um, and who meets you at your place of need, I think for me is just so, it's liberating, because it's like, okay, God, I know that you've got me. You know what I'm saying? And so also, though, I do understand that I have a role to play in being teachable. I think that's why we're called to be, childlike, in terms of our faith, because for many reasons. But I also just I would assume that, or I'd like to picture it in a way of, if you see the way that a child responds towards maybe the direction, or the direct, or the guidance of a parent, or whatever a parent says, they just take it as it is and they go with it. That trust that um I know you've got me, so I think maintaining that childlikeness, and being teachable at heart, knowing that you are imperfect, and that you cannot do it without God. And we are called to become holy. We are called to be holy, as our Father is holy. And you also need to understand that in order for that process of sanctification to continue happening, you need to be teachable. You know what I'm saying? Because when the Holy Spirit corrects you, if you're not teachable, how are you going to receive that? You're going to be prideful. You're going to carry shoulder and be like, ah, I've got this under control. And you don't. You really don't. The next is let go of the all or nothing mentality. This is to me, please. Like, as I speak to you guys, I'm speaking to me. Let go of the all or nothing mentality. For me, I think I'm that type of person who, let's say for example, I said, okay, this week I want to wake up at 6 and read my Bible and all of these, wonderful things. And let's say on the day that I decide that I want to start that, I wake up at 11 and I just feel like the whole day has gone to waste. So what do? I'm not going to do anything at all. Just decide that that whole day is going to go to waste. The rest of that whole day is going to go to waste. And that's the wrong mentality to have. Instead of like actually setting aside, okay, yes, I woke up late, but let me set aside at least those, let me still do what I said I was going to do, because there's still this remainder of the day. Let me actually still read the word. Yes, I didn't wake up at the time that I said I was going to or that I wanted to, but there's still time. You know what I'm saying? So I think let go of that all or nothing mentality. And that was just an example. I think it can relate to many other aspects of your life, eating healthy and all of these things. Because today maybe you maybe ate something that you weren't supposed, quote unquote, weren't supposed to consume, and then you do it and then now you feel bad and it's like the whole day is ruined. I'm not going to do it. Like, I'm not going to carry on at all. I'm just going to keep eating junk the whole day now. No, like, you made that mistake, you did that and you're not supposed to. Now what do you do to ensure that you don't do that? Or now what can I do to contribute towards, what is it that I can do to contribute towards what it is that I'm trying to do? Those Atomic Habits. I don't know if you've seen the book or read the book Atomic Habits, but the little bit that I read of it, and I never got to finishing it, but the little bit that I read of it is the fact that those small changes that you make are the ones that end up reflecting in the long run in the bigger ways. So it's like those little small steps that you take every day. It's not a big one-time decision. It's like the small necessary changes that you make, the small necessary adjustments that you make, that end up reflecting and contributing towards the bigger picture or towards the end goal, let me say. But yeah, the next one is surrendering to God is a daily decision. As I've already spoken about, the process of sanctification being a continuous process. Yeah, like surrendering to God is a daily decision. You have to be humble, you have to be teachable, you have to understand as well your weakness outside of God and cling to Him, you know what I'm saying? And I think sometimes our weaknesses in this process of trying to become a better person, your weaknesses can tend to frustrate you and make you feel like, I've been trying to do this, I've been trying to change for such and such a time and it's not working. I need you to understand that that's the enemy's voice. He wants you to stop trying to just throw the towel in. But at the end of the day, you need to understand that God is always a very present help in your time of need. If you bring your wahala to Him, He is faithful to. If you bring your trouble to Him, for those who don't understand, um He's faithful to just really show up for you and help you in that time of need. And just and most importantly, I think when it comes to things of wanting a change of heart and wanting to grow closer to God and wanting to become a better person for Him and for His kingdom, I think God is honestly, He's faithful with all things. But I just have noticed that He's very faithful with those prayers of, like, the cries of the believer's heart of, God, change me, God, my heart, God, purify me, God, make me holy. You know what I'm saying? Um yeah, if you just let Him, He is faithful to do it. So it's a continuous daily decision. Do not allow yourself to be discouraged. You get down, pick yourself back up again, allow Him in, allow Him to help you. Do not now decide to throw the towel in because it seems like a tedious process or you're getting frustrated. I think most of the time we get frustrated because of pride, number one, let me just say it as it is, and number two, because we just think that we're supposed to do it in our own strength. But there's grace. Grace is sufficient for you even in your weakness, and it is made manifest even in your moments of weakness. It is not just in the mountaintops that that grace is made sufficient for you, but it is in the valley that that grace is also made sufficient for you. The next one is, the second last one is, commit your ways to God. Yeah, in as much as this is a new year, you have all these plans, things that you want to achieve, dreams, all of these things. At the end of the day, you need to understand that God is the one who establishes the plans of man. Man makes many plans, but who establishes them? God. So even in all that, ensure that you are putting it all in his hands, committed to him, because at the end of the day, his will is going to be done. And if your desires is for his will to be done, you need to ensure that you commit your ways to him. The last one is, don't fall into the trap of conformity. As I've mentioned before in the beginning, society has its own standards, but God has his standards. And you need to choose for yourself which standards you're going to follow. If it's God's standards you're going to follow, you walk by God's standards. You don't choose and pick what you want to follow and what you don't want to follow. And if it's society's standards that you've decided to follow, good luck. But I suggest you follow the latter, God's standards. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. That was part 2 of 23 things that I've learned at 23. I do hope that you learned something from these points that I've mentioned, some food for thought maybe. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, as well as subscribe, and do turn on those notification bells so that you're notified every single time that I upload a new video. And until next time, God willingly, it is a goodbye from me.